Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again on Sparkling in a Coupe. So my name is Tina. Thank you for joining me on my little journey. So this is my second overview of a sparkling white wine, one of my favorite ones. This one I like too because it's actually fairly, if you're on a good little budget, so you can pick this up for $8 to $10, maybe at Dan Murphy's, and maybe another bottle or a different chain can be around $10 to $12 to $15. This is a Seppelt Fleur De Lys Cuvee, the non-vintage. So there is a vintage one which I've tried. Obviously that will depend on the year. So there we have it, and I apologize, I have already opened it. I have tried to film this several times, but anyway, it is quite a nice little bottle if you are wanting to take it along to dinner or to celebrate something, but obviously you're restricted in your dollars. So nice, light, crisp, fruity, white sparkling wine. So it's 6.5 standard drinks per bottle. So this one's an Australian white wine, so from southeastern Australia. I've even put a link down below. If you go to the website there, you can actually read the tasting notes. So if you are someone that's into more detail on the acidity, the sugars, the pH level, the tasting notes and that, you can actually read it on detail. There's a little PDF on the tasting notes. Again with Cuvee, Cuvee just means a blend. This is a blend of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. And as for vintage versus non-vintage, I've tried the vintage, but this is the non-vintage. That just means it can be a blend of different base vintages. So maybe, it may be different years of the vintages, or different produced over different vintages. As the vintage one is obviously in that year, so it can, if it's bottled or has the label 2010, it's from that year, but obviously they can still sit it maybe for secondary fermentation on the lees for maybe a couple of years, which they do for their vintage one. But this one, I would say it's quite similar to the Doots one that I actually have recently done, and I apologize, there was a bit of a mix up on my channels, but anyway, it's on here now. This one is quite similar, I think. This has more of a berry sort of notes to it, berry / citrus, creamy notes, but definitely just a nice light soft finish as well. By finish I mean that sort of nice lingering aftertaste once you've obviously taken your drink, taken your sip. Now this one has a nice light bead and a light mousse as well, fairly similar to that, and has a pale yellow colour, what they call straw colour, and I'll pour some shortly and you can have a look at that. Also, as far as the pronunciation, I know I should have checked with them first how to pronounce it. I did find some were saying that it's pronounced Seppelt or Seppelt, leaving the T or leaving it silent. So I do apologise. If I do find the correct pronunciation, I'll put an annotation in here. If you do know, let me know down below. But just how they describe it, they say nice, a light, fresh strawberry note. So once you start to pour it and smell the ambience, and then you get the nice light, creamy, citrusy. So just to give you an idea, it's got nice light beads there. The mousse would have been a little bit more obvious, obviously, but it's still a nice light mousse and beads. And as you can see, it's got that nice light pale yellow. If you happen to open it and it seems like a very dark yellow, then it might have gone off or something like that. Again, it depends on what type of variety you've got. But this one, as you can see, it's a nice light pale yellow, which is what it should look like. And again, I know people will say, why a coupe? It's got too much of a large surface area. It should be in a nice flute with, I forget the name of the glass, but it's the one where it sort of tips in a little bit as well. That's the best one apparently on the market, or they say for the moment. But I love the display that you get in these glasses. I think it's gorgeous, very elegant. And like I said, I have wine to drink, not to spend hours on the tasting notes. And also, I've just gotten this, I just wanted to mention it. I got this from Typo. It's the Wine Snob book. It's really made for red wine, like a lot of things out there, more for red / white wine, and sparkling seems to be a bit of a joke, the celebratory wine. So there's not one specifically for white wine or white sparkling wine or champagne, but I got this one anyway, and that's sort of what I do is I'm trying them, put my details in there about the wine, sort of where I get them, what I paid. And I have tried champagnes as well. I've also, and like this one's more for sparkling wine, but that's a little thing that I keep. And it's worth investing in some of these little corks, depending, you should really get ones that have a nice tight sort of clasp. That are for champagne, just go around different stores, homeware stores to find them. I got this from Harrods Storage World. You can get them in obviously different bottlers as well. There's also vacuum stoppers. I think those are really for red and white wine, flat wines as well, the vacuum ones. but this one's just that nice tight clasp, like a seal. It's just reading off the bottle actually. Let's get this right. Modern, vibrant expression, displaying delicate berry and creamy citrus notes with a crisp yet soft finish. So it's just a soft finish, doesn't give a strong, powerful aftertaste. It's not bitter, it's slightly sweet. I'd say these are a moderately sweet white wine. And it's not gasoline-y, not overpowering, so it can go with any sort of meats, red, white meats, pork, and even as an after dinner drink, so with your cheeses or your sweets and desserts. I think it's nice. It's not going to overpower it. But I'd say it's strawberry. It is a strawberry, like that sweet strawberry. Anyway, gosh, I look terrible here. I'm knocking back the wines. So yeah, generally though, a lot of the websites, if you are checking them out, you need to be over 18 to go into the websites and read about the wines and that the companies have, not necessarily any wine databases out there, but the actual companies, which is why I wanted to keep this separate, as a separate channel. Anyway guys, I hope you're enjoying it. If you have any you'd actually recommend or like me to try, or have any queries about, let me know down below. But I'll be doing some of my favorite wines for under 10, under 20, and $30, $50, and also some champagnes that I've tried. I think Cuvee is the best one that I have tried, even over Dom Pérignon. But anyway guys, thank you for joining me on my adventure, and don't forget to subscribe or like the videos. Take care.